Plaintiff Sherry Hutchins was friends with the defendant for nearly 20 years, and she claims after she allowed the defendant to move in with her, he started hitting on her. Sherry's suing because she claims the defendant's dog damaged her car. Defendant Jeffrey Leachman claims he has only known Sherry for a few years, and although he was attracted to her, he never made a move after she denied him. Jeffrey insists he never saw his dog damage Sherry's car, so he's not certain he did it.
Start with you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Leachman has been a friend of mine for 15 to 20 years, and I thought I might help him out a little bit. He was in a bad predicament, got a little, arrested for growing marijuana. So I thought he could use some help pay his court costs and his attorney, and he came over a couple times and helped me. I paid him, and I became friends with his dog. And so in that process, a couple times I saw him, he would be talking about the Bible, talking about being my helpmate, which is, I found out in Genesis, like he wanted to move in, help me pay my bills, and it got a little
Move in?
Yeah.
Just to help you pay your bills?
Yeah.
You didn't tell him he can just give you the money? He got to move in to pay your bill?
Yeah, I could. Well, I found out he just wasn't that generous. He didn't want to sponsor. So in the process, though, he'd talk about being patriotic, and I asked him, how can you be patriotic, Jeff, if you're not paying your taxes? That flag out there in the front yard makes no sense to me.
Type of flag?
And he was, American flag. He proudly displays it. He's a big Trump supporter. But yet, you got to support the government. You got to support the roads. You got to support yourself. So here I'm trying to work 2 or 3 jobs. He's over there crying, crocodile tears, I've said.
About what?
I said, well, Jeff, what are you crying about? He said, I'm 60 and now I got to work and I'm the oldest one in my family and I don't think I'm going to make it. And I
Why
said,
didn't you
Jeff,
tell him to pray about it?
I didn't think about that.
He's a good Christian, God-loving man. He should pray about it, and that'll work things out for him instead of crying about it. Let me hear from you, sir.
Well, sir, I didn't expect to come out here today and have myself slandered in front of everyone.
How are you being
This woman has made some
slandered?
statements already that are wrong.
Tell me what you...
All right, she stated that we have a friendship of 15, 20 years, and we do not. We've only been acquainted for a few years and only platonically friendly since this last July, when I was requested to show up for her to help her with a predicament that she had going on in her home. So I did.
To move in with her?
No, sir. This was just in the very beginning.
Okay.
And so I was trying to be a friend and offer my assistance and my professionalism, helping her repair some things at the home. Yes, Your Honor, I do find her attractive. And I did let her know. And she resented right away. I really not quite sure. But that's okay. I've been denied before. There's always another one out there. But one of the things I recognize...
The move-in part, how do you want to address what she said?
Well, now I didn't suggest moving in, but I did make innuendos towards the idea of a relationship where you could have the proper helpmate who would help you through all the necessary things you may be struggling with. When one person is up against it by themselves, some people can do well with it, others need help.
Did you ever ask to move in with her?
No, sir.
Okay, she's lying about that?
That's correct.
All right. Where do you get that? He just directly asked you?
He did ask me if he could move in my house.
There you go.
And because he had some problems with his arrest situation.
All right, so I don't know. Are you a Christian too?
I am.
One of you good Christians lying today.
Plaintiff Sherry Hutchins is suing her former friend, who admits that he was attracted to Sherry when they first met.
Go ahead, ma'am. Let me hear about the car damages you're suing for.
Thank you. When I came to his house, his dog recognized me and recognized my car because I always bring his dog treats. So he's in his front yard and on his porch and he lets his dog out. So I'm on the road and his dog comes out and scratches my car. Judge just stands there, maybe, I don't know what his situation was, but he just stood there and let it happen. So I said, Jeff, your dog's scratching my car. So we went on about our business and then again we met at Waffle House. He lets his dog out. His dog is a rather large dog, and he has really long toenails. So I was asking Jeff one day, like, do you ever clip your dog's nails? He said, no, I take him on walks, and that cleaned his nails up. So anyway, he came to my car and was glad to see me, and he scratches my car. And Your Honor, I just paid several, like $6,000 to get my car fixed because we had an ice storm in Kentucky, and my insurance helped me pay for it. So I was really proud that I had my car restored fully. So then the second time we're at the Waffle House, and we get out of our hour-long breakfast, and we're out in the parking lot, and Jeff lets his dog out. There again, and I have a video also of that, Your Honor. And his dog goes to my car.
Let's see the video.
Yes, sir.
You said it happened twice?
Yes, happened
And
two
how much
times.
damage? You have something?
I have an estimate.
And what did he say about paying for it?
Well, you'll see the claim number on the front page. He refused to pay for it, Your Honor. He said, I'll buff it out. And I said, Jeff, you're not a body man.
Okay, I'll ask him. Go ahead, let me see.
That's my truck and trailer there, Your Honor. I allowed
There I
Hiroshi.
am pointing at the dog that has been scratching my car. I was like, Jeff, you just scratched my car again.
I allowed the dog out of the trailer just at the time we came out of the restaurant. I allowed him out of his travel crate, and he runs around the parking lot and stretches his leg a couple of times, but he comes right back and jumps in when I tell him to.
Oh,
Except for
really?
this time.
Now, sir, I did not see this dog do any damage to her car.
Do you believe the dog did it?
I did not see him do it,
I know.
but
I heard you.
There's
How
a
often do you
possibility.
allow your dog outside without a leash?
very seldom, very seldom. He's usually
Is that
with
what
me.
happened this time?
But that's a possibility, sir. Your Honor.
He's the real Christian. He knows not to lie. He talks in vague terms. All right. And 9:45 is this. And did he ever admit to doing it?
Yes, sir. I do have
And-
text.
Okay. And sir, did you admit and say you were going to get it fixed? Or is it a possibility that you sent something saying you would get it fixed?
To be honest, Your Honor, she had accosted me verbally, slandered me through so many texts, I had to delete them and thought I could stop the relationship at that point. Using language like a drunken sailor, cussing me,
For
cursing
what
me.
purpose? What reason? Because she wanted her money for the damages?
Yeah.
And it says, Jeff, I will never speak to you again. Don't come on my property ever again or near me. I want nothing to do with you. And you say, do you want me to give you that money or not?
Well, now,
Talking all that stuff.
Your Honor,
You want the money or not?
I offered to have her car buffed out at $100 to have it buffed. Well, she didn't want it to be just buffed, and she goes back to this body shop who she'd had work done there before, and I believe that they gave her a high estimate just because she requested one. Now, my dog not just damaged one door, but 3 out of 4. I don't see how that truly was possible.
When you damage someone's property or otherwise cause a problem, they don't have to go with your approach to having it resolved. They don't have to take their car into a back alley with one of your buddies.
No, sir, I didn't.
They can go to any place they want, and if you bring 3 estimates that might show that none of them amount to this, then perhaps so. Do you have any estimates yourself?
Well, I would.
From a legitimate auto shop?
No,
not
sir.
Your buddy
it was
in the
not
back.
my responsibility to be making estimates. but
Oh,
am I
yes, it
supposed
is.
to just
If you
accept-
don't like hers, it is. So since you don't think it is, I'm going to give her hers. Judgment for the plaintiff, $945. He agrees he owes. He just thinks that you tried to gouge him. Have a good day. That's my judgment.
Thank you, Judge Mathis.
Thank you, Your Honor. I still think she's a fine person. I'm not going to hold an ill will or anything, animosity towards her.
Well, you know, that's a relationship that Jeff and I have, is that we can be honest with each other. And I felt like maybe he would respect me enough to know that I'm an honorable, honest person, and he would have helped me.